What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. And I haven't done one of these videos for a long time, it seems. I haven't done an interview about buying real estate in Mexico. Charles is from New Jersey. He's just purchased this beautiful property behind me. Charles, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you about, this whole kind of long process about moving to Mexico that's been in process for about 3 years. I think we started speaking about 3 years ago, all about him coming to Mexico. Charles's insight I think will be really useful for so many of you thinking and looking at Mexico as a viable option to retire, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years. So thank you for coming on. And I'm really excited that we're doing this interview today. And I want to start it off. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, maybe you don't look that old, Charles. Why? What really drove you to think about coming to Mexico, buying this property behind us? This is 50-year-old, this property. We're going to talk about the property as we go through the podcast. What was the motivation to start looking in the area of Ajijic as an option for you in years to come when you're ready to retire?
Our reason for wanting to come to Mexico was actually you. We saw one of your videos 3 years ago, and we were looking to find somewhere that we would be more comfortable with our children and somewhere that we would want to retire to. We have been looking for 3 years, and Rich was kind enough. The very first time we came down, we said, Rich, we're not going to purchase anything, but we'd like to look, right? Mm-hmm. And he showed us, I think you showed us nine villas. We asked to see villas. We wanted something that was on the larger side because we have a large family. But we weren't looking, we're looking to retire in 5 years. So within that time, we were looking to see what we would be comfortable with, and you showed us, my God, you showed us all different types of architecture, and the one main reason we fell in love with Ajijic and where we are, which is in Riberas, is because it was non-judgmental here. It is very non-judgmental here. For families like ours, it really isn't a big deal. One of the things that impressed me is it's very famous here in Ajijic is their society, their Ajijic Society, which is for retirees.
Lake Chapala Society in the center of Ajijic.
Lake Chapala Society. And we went in there to use the ATM machine, and the lady at the desk, it's the first time in 20-something years of having children, she didn't ask us if they were our children. She didn't ask how we got the children. She didn't ask where their mom was. What she did was she said to me, my God, you guys have such beautiful children. And it took me back because I've never had anybody say that before. So it's things like that in the thought process down here that was entirely different. It was entirely different. It's just you are who you are, and nobody cares, but everybody is so friendly here that you speak really good Spanish, and I'm just learning. But I don't have to be able to, even though Danny and I want to learn. We can get by without it because there's so many American and Canadian and English that are around us. So that was the motivator. We wanted to leave. We knew we wanted to find something, but then we stayed on an Airbnb the last time, and that's basically what changed everything, because it was two gentlemen who had an Airbnb, and I said to Danny, we should do this as an income property because we can set it up. We have 5 years. We own our own hair salon, Daniel Lens Salon, by the way, on Instagram.
Daniel, who Charles's partner, he's an amazing colorist. Is that how you call him in the trade? Colorist.
Yeah, master colorist.
Master colorist. And you got to check these guys out on Instagram. I'll leave all the link. I'll put it here on the screen as well. But they do some amazing work. So if you do find yourself in the New Jersey area, you need a nice cut, some nice color, go and see Dan.
Okay, if you do follow Yelp, check out the Yelp reviews. I said to Rich, you know what? I think we're going to change direction here. We're looking for an income property, and I think you showed us 3, and you opened the gates to this. And the first time in 32 years, Danny said, I really like this. And so I kept looking to see what it was that he liked. And we asked to come back to see it a second time. And both fell in love with it. Because we had this vision, we would like to make an Airbnb, but we want to make this different than what others are doing.
So if you're wondering, guys, the property here is in Ribeiras de Pilar, which is about 10 minutes from Ajijic, and about 5 minutes from Chapala. And Ribeiras de Pilar, it's been really an up-and-coming area over the past 5 years. It kind of has that country vibe about it. So this property is 1,400 square meters of land. The casita is just behind the camera, and the main house is behind us with a swimming pool behind that. What's your dream about this property, and where do you see it in 6 months, in a year's time?
Danny and I were married 3 times. The very last time we were married was the legal one. When we got married, what we did was we needed to do something different than what anyone else had done. So what we did was we had told everyone who was invited they need to give us a picture of them and their spouse if they were married, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or boyfriend and boyfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend. And they needed to give us their special song, but they didn't know why we did it. The reason we did that is because we didn't want to really make it all about Danny and I, because we had done that already. So what we did was we had our ceremony. We were legally married, and when that was done, we actually had on a big screen each person who had come, their picture came up, their special song came on, and everyone from the wedding came and they danced so that everybody celebrated their relationships. That's really what I saw for this. When I found out the original name of the property was the House of Tranquility, it was a selling factor for me because it is really, you hear the birds all the time. I've got the mountains, I've got the lake, but we're building 2 more casitas. So there's going to be 3 casitas on the property. We're redoing the pool. We're putting 3 pergolas on the other side of the pool. So each casita will have their own with curtains so that if they want to get a massage, they can. But what makes it a little special is a little bit more down the line, what we would like to do is we're going to actually put an extension on the house, and we wanted to do it all skylighted with a theater also. And once a week, to celebrate the couples, is they'll have to, when they book, they'll have to send us the name of their special song. And actually where we're sitting right now is all going to be done up, where it'll be all candles on that night. Their song will come on, they'll come out of the casita with their drinks, and they'll be able to dance under the stars and do things that are very romantic, that are couple oriented, and some things that won't be for people that aren't in couple relationships. But that was the goal, to make it a really loving environment that you don't want to leave the property.
Did you ever think that you would be buying a property in Mexico this size, with all this possibility of putting your personal touches on something that is going to be, well, you have 6 kids, so this is going to be in the family for, I'm sure, for many, many years to come?
No. No, that's the easy no. If you told me I would be leaving the United States to move to another country, I would have told you were nuts. But then other people told me that I was nuts when I said I was going to have a family when it was illegal, and it happened. So I've learned to get on the boat with Danny, and we go down the river, and wherever it takes us. We just found a place where we could be together and not have any issues. I wish I had found this a lot of years ago, because I probably would have raised our kids here, and would have loved it for gay families to raise their kids here. It's really it's very non-judgmental. So it's almost too perfect of a dream to me when we go out and we see and nobody cares.
I think that, I mean, after living in Mexico for 12 years, I think Mexico has that feeling anyway of not being that judgmental. Yeah. I feel a lot less judged here than I ever did in England. I feel so much more relaxed. Yeah. When people come in for the first time, for the second time, they always say to me, and wow, Rich, everyone's so friendly, and right. It's not as making it up that everyone's so friendly, but it's a very friendly place, isn't it?
Right. The other thing is, we're always told from where we live how bad Mexico is. Let's face it, it's the truth. And when you come here, I've never been or lived on a farm, so I've never had fresh. I realize now, I've never had an unfrozen piece of steak until I came here, or a pork chop, or the salmon, or the sushi, or it's amazing. But the food is amazing. But not once in the morning, the afternoon, or the night when Danny and I have walked through the towns have we ever not felt safe. Not once. People work hard and then they party. That's what I see. I also see the youth. They haven't learned to be disrespectful, and family is everything here.
You mean they haven't learned to be disrespectful to their elders?
Yeah.
There's a lot of respect
A lot of
for the elderly.
and family, yeah.
In fact, yeah.
Elderly are put up on the pedestal here.
Yeah.
It's everything is
It's,
about
it's
the
in the
respect.
culture. It's really embedded into the
And
Mexican
it used
culture.
to be in ours. That's the sad part. But somewhere it got lost along the
the
way.
same in England as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here, you actually, no matter where you go, you see families sitting together. The kids don't want to leave the table. They enjoy being with their parents and their grandparents, and it's nice to see that family structure, whatever it is, whether it's whatever it is, you know. So it's been an educational experience for us too. Danny and I fell in love with it. I mean, we only came twice. We don't do things like that.
To this area, but you've been coming to Mexico for years. On
Well,
holiday,
with
Cancun,
the kids, we used to
Playa
go
del
to
Carmen.
Cancun.
Yeah.
But we visited Ajijic for 1 week, 2 weeks. We saw you.
That's correct.
And
Yeah.
we made an offer on a house, and that was unheard of because I have to be honest with you, because this is for your people too.
Yeah.
The reason we chose you is because the very first video we saw, you were selling a house to a lesbian couple that hadn't even gone to see the house, and you did a power of attorney.
My friends from San Francisco. Yes. Yeah.
And that, right away, I said to Danny, look at this. I said, he's not homophobic, and there's gay people in Mexico.
How about that?
Who knew, you know? And so that's what actually got us started on. That's what started it. There is a reason why you should use Rich Varney, and I'm going to give you the plug now, even though Daniel Lynn Salon, all one word on Instagram. The reason you should go with Rich is because I have never personally. I'm a very business oriented person, and from the beginning, you've gone way beyond what a realtor does. As far as if I needed to rent a car, he called and arranged it. When I needed a place this time, I needed a hotel for one night before the closing, he arranged it. You picked me up at the airport. I'm not saying you're going to do that for everybody, but you went way out of your way. When I needed to know who was the right contractors for what I wanted, my dream for the property, he came up with an amazing team. The property manager that he just got me, amazing. I didn't do anything. All I did is open my mouth, and it was like a genie. She made it all. Everyone was at the house doing what they needed to do. So I have to give you really care about what you do. There aren't a lot of people who do that in this world, and it's the facts. And so that's why you'll be even bigger success, because you care about your clients, and that's important.
Well, thank you, Charles. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much. I
now
appreciate that
I'll
a
go
lot.
back to being
Thank you.
serious again. Our goal was we were going to buy the property, and for 5 more years we're still going to be doing hair. The goal was for us to be able to retire down here, but we needed a big house so that and with the casitas, so that for the holidays all the kids could come down with their significant others, and we would be able to celebrate the holidays.
I want to ask you. You've just gone through the process of buying, and there are always complications.
Yes.
You do your best to minimize the complications on any close, on any deal, but there are things that come up. I want to talk about, like, how was the process for you? What's it been like for you buying property in another country that you don't have Spanish yet, but you will. You'll know Spanish. The more time you spend down here, that your
Definitely.
Spanish will for sure get better.
Yeah.
I had 0 Spanish when I came to Mexico, and it's a little bit better today after 12 years. But what was it like? The process, and what recommendations would you give to someone in talking to yourself 3 years ago before you did this? What would you be saying to yourself in a way that these people could that some of these viewers could learn from your mistakes even?
Well, when we were getting our loan, we got it from the United States, and the money didn't come right away. So that put because the paperwork, and with COVID, it's put everybody in. It slowed everything down, and then the paperwork on the seller side didn't come in on time. So that took time because of COVID again. The wiring was easy; it came to you right away. It was just the process of that. What else was frustrating? I mean, those were the main things that were frustrating because of COVID, everything got set back, and so you can make a date, but it wasn't guaranteed, as we knew. I mean, we flew down here with our family for the closing and didn't find out until we got down here, but we made a vacation out of it. So you make lemonade out of lemons. And then, unfortunately, Danny had to stay there, and I came down for the closing by myself. But I had given you power of attorney, so he got all the paperwork done for me that I needed to have done. So it was all ready to go. And other than that, was there really anything? I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a. I mean, buying a house takes time because it's all paperwork. And we know that. I don't think that matters where you live.
Where you're buying a property.
Yeah, it's just paperwork.
It's always going to take at least 3 to 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Right. Maybe you can help me because as far as I didn't think this went. It went smooth. It was really just waiting for the paperwork to be done.
Sometimes things take a little bit longer than expected.
Well, Rich helped me set up a team that now I know. When I go back to the States, I'm really not worried. I know it's in good hands. I think the success to anything is having a good team. And I know that the team, everybody so far has been beyond going over what they need to do to help me.
He's going to share with me his experience about building these casitas. And will you come back on camera?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think of this fabulous 1970s home here in Riberas de Pilar. Please let us know in the comments. Do you like the look of it? What would you do to it? We'd love to hear from you as well. Maybe you can give Charles some more ideas.
Absolutely.
We're all here to learn from each other. So I always give the final word to you, sir.
Well, first, I'm going to say thank you for everything you did because you made this an easy process. You made it educational. We learned a lot about you. I think we've actually become friends more than just realtor because we've been talking for 3 years. I don't think he thought we were serious when I first started talking to you because then COVID hit and we never traveled down here.
Yeah.
So
2 years of nothingness.
Yeah, nothingness. Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
And then finally when we were able to get out of here, we flew out and we met for the first time.
Yeah.
So other than that, I say come and check it out.
There we have it, guys. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification button. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hasta luego, amigos.